A quick word for the YouTube moderator. All of the shooting shown in this video is semi-automatic. I'm just that fast. All of the magazines are YouTube compliant 29 round. Everything here is legal and allowed, and I am shooting on a closed range by myself. Now let's get into the intro. Welcome, gentlemen. I'm out here today to talk to you about something super sick and super semi. This is the H&R DOE Carbine with the Atrius FRS. Let's get right into it. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but it is incredibly smoky out here today, fellas. Air quality is in the toilet, but I'm out here giving myself lung cancer for you guys. If you're looking for a video that goes a little more in depth on this gun itself, I do have an actual video on the DOE Carbine. That was before I put an FRT in it. But today's video is mostly just about putting an FRT in it, how it shoots, what I had to do to get it to run, all of the above. Just a quick overview on this guy. This is the H&R DOE Carbine. It is a clone of a 9mm SMG that was adopted by the Department of Energy in the mid-80s. It has, I believe, an 8-inch or so barrel, fixed carry handle, folding front sight post for some reason. It is threaded 5/8 by 24, and on the end here I do have the Silencer Co. Omega 9K. So in this gun I have an Atrius development group, mil-spec, 3-position FRS. If you're a fan of the channel at all, you'll know my other FRT guns usually all just have the Atrius FRS, mostly because it's a quick, easy drop-in safety. You don't have to take the trigger out in most cases. We'll get to that here soon, but just I think personally a great option. I run one in my Mark 18 that I've sent probably 5,000 rounds forced reset through it, and it's held up great. Before we break down all the steps I had to take to get this to run, I'm just gonna talk about how it runs now, how it shoots, what it's like to shoot this on forced reset. I have a couple ARs chambered in 5.56 that have FRTs in them, and they're awesome to shoot, but I really wanted something 9mm that was just lower recoil, although this one in particular is not lower recoil, so to say, but 9mm is a little bit cheaper and it's fun to just have a little bullet hose. And in terms of how it performs, once I got it to run, it has been running pretty good. I had this out the other day and I was getting a couple stovepipes, but today, I've shot it more today than I did that last time. Haven't had a single malfunction yet, and I've just been ripping it. It's got a pretty quick fire rate. I couldn't really tell you what it is, but it's pretty quick. It is a lot of fun. I will mag dump on some cardboard for you guys so you can see how controllable it is. Mind you, I don't have a lot of time running this on a forced reset mode, so if you're an experienced person, or if you have experience with that, you could probably get a better group than I did. And even I think after a couple times trying it, I could get a better group as well. So I'll go ahead and I'll play that now. Fellas, it is 9 in the morning out here and it is so hot that my phone overheated, so sick. All right, fellas, we're here at about 10 yards. I'm gonna dump a whole 20 round mag into that cardboard target. I'm gonna aim center mass and we're gonna see how good of a group I can get. Let's take a look. And here is that group. Moderate size, all on target, about 10 yards. You can see I definitely overcompensated driving it down. It didn't rise quite as much as I expected it to. This main group really isn't too bad. It's a little bit bigger than my fist, but overall, with not a whole lot of time on this gun in forced reset mode, I'm pretty happy with that. Also, shout out to my boy Cole. I stole this target out of your garage after you moved. All in all, I'd say this platform is very shootable in a forced reset mode. The hardest part of keeping it on target probably is just the iron sights. There is a lot of movement and visual recoil, if you will, and it's really hard to see what you're shooting at. So tossing a red dot or something on here, carry handle mounted one, I think would go pretty hard. We are back at the truck for a tailgate breakdown.
Tailgate breakdown.
Featuring all the garbage from other people that I picked up before I even started shooting today. So when I went to FRT this bad boy, I couldn't really find a lot of info on the internet through the cursory search that I did to tell me how to set this guy up. This is my first straight blowback AR9 as well. So if you're unaware, straight blowback means that the only thing delaying the bolt from opening is the weight of the bolt and the spring behind it. So unlike a regular AR-15 that has lugs on the bolt head that rotate and lock into place and then unlock, that serves as a delay so that you're not having out of battery detonations and such. The AR9 just has a flat face and a heavier bolt. Now, this gun came standard with a regular AR9 bolt carrier group. These bolt carrier groups have a weight in the back of them. So the weight in the back right here just fills in that hole where normally on a regular AR-15 bolt carrier group, that would just be hollow. It is pinned into place. There's the flat face there. And no gas key because it is just straight blowback. Now the way an FRT works, if you're unaware, or especially the Atrius force reset selector, is it has this little lever here that moves back and forth with the bolt, forcing the trigger forward. This lever hits this weight in the bottom of the bolt carrier, so you can't even close the receiver on top of it. Now this weight again is important because it's what keeps the bolt closed so that your gun just doesn't blow up on you. And so there's a specific amount of weight in here to make the gun safe. Now, I was reading on forums and stuff that people say to just shave the weight out of the way. Not a good idea, if you ask me, because there's probably a factor of safety in there, but if you shave too much, your bolt's gonna be too light. So, a couple things to fix this problem. Number one was, I'm not a gunsmith, so I didn't really wanna shave away on my bolt to begin with. So I bought there's bugs everywhere. So I bought a forced reset cut bolt from Myth Industries. It was kind of a process to get this bolt. I ordered it and then like 2 weeks went by and they still hadn't shipped it, and I sent an email and the customer service guy told me, oh, we just got these in stock again. They'll be shipping out by the latest Monday. This was like a Thursday the week before. Monday rolls around, nothing. Tuesday rolls around, nothing. Wednesday rolls around. I sent another email and didn't even get a reply to my email, just immediately got another email that said, your order's been shipped. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I will say having to wait like a month to get this, wasn't stoked on, but it's here now and it works. So the myth bolt is cut. You can see that there's an angle there instead of it just being flat like that guy. But the weight of these two bolts is the same, at least from what I could find. This super safety cut bolt, if I can get the camera to focus, this super safety cut bolt weighs the same as the bolt that the gun came with. So in addition to the cut bolt, I also bought a heavier buffer. This is the buffer that originally came in the gun, and the way it was set up, it was the buffer spring, and then this little spacer on the end here prevents over travel. The heavier buffer is longer than this, and so I didn't need the little plastic spacer. So took that out. And this is all just, again, to prevent bolt bounce, to make sure there's enough delay in the blowback so I'm not getting malfunctions or out of battery detonations. I do not want the gun blowing up in my face. And even though the bolt that I bought is supposed to be the same weight as the bolt that it came with, I did put the heavier buffer in there just because the likelihood of bolt bounce happening increases when you're in a force reset mode. So you've bought a specific bolt for your super safety or select force reset selector FRT. You bought a heavier buffer. Maybe you bought even a heavier buffer spring. You put it all in the gun and it doesn't work. Your trigger's not resetting. It's not working as it's supposed to. I played with the few different FRTs that I have, FRSs, I suppose, trying them in there. The trigger that the DOE comes with is a mil-spec trigger, but it does, in the trigger itself, in the trigger bar, it's got, in the back, it has a little relief cut, like a little U-notch in the back. That does not work with the Atrius FRS. It may work with other force reset selectors. I mean, if you're putting in just a whole force reset trigger, an actual trigger that isn't just the selector, that's a whole other thing. But with the Atrius FRS specifically, it will not work with that little U-notch relief cut in the back of the trigger. So I have a box full of mil-spec triggers that I've replaced. So I just dug through that, found one that didn't have that cut in there, slapped it in there, and now it's performing like you see in the video. So not the most streamlined experience for sure. Definitely needed different parts and a little bit of tuning. I will say I have been shooting this. I haven't even tried to shoot this unsuppressed. I'm shooting it with the Silencer Co. Omega 9K on there. This is a traditional baffle style can, so high back pressure. That also is another reason why you would want a heavier buffer and or buffer spring, because higher back pressure can, you're going to increase the amount of back pressure in the rifle, or in the pistol in this case. And just if you're up in the gas up here, you want to slow it down back here, if that makes sense. So I really should try it unsuppressed, but I'm not shooting this gun unsuppressed, so it doesn't really matter to me all that much. If it's running with the can on it, I'm gonna let it keep running with the can on it. I have noticed occasionally it'll stutter a little bit. That could be me not applying a consistent amount of pressure on the trigger, as well as the pressure on the bolt from the loaded magazine changing as the magazine becomes empty. I know in like my M16 that has an FRS in it, it'll speed up towards the end of the mag because there's less friction on the bottom of that bolt. This one, especially you can see it on when I shoot the paper target, but it just like, it wasn't a super consistent fire rate. So just something to be aware of. Quick channel update for the fellas. The channel is now monetized. Thank you guys very much for watching the channel enough to get to this point. For me, this is a huge milestone that I honestly never really thought would happen on the channel. So I'm incredibly thankful for your viewership and your engagement. I really appreciate everybody that comments, everybody that watches the video and leaves a like. So thank you for that. I know it has been quite a while since I've put out a video. Fellas, I've made videos on all the guns that I own, and I'm not really in a financial spot right now to be buying more guns. So I got a couple guns that some buddies are gonna lend me, I'm gonna work on, but until I can get more guns, I might be going over some guns I've already gone over. I might be talking about different aspects, maybe some more conceptual things, use cases for stuff, talking maybe a little bit more about gear. So if that stuff interests you, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. And if that stuff doesn't interest you, I guess just wait until I get some more guns, I suppose. But closing thoughts on a forced reset DOE carbine. This thing fucks, straight up. It is sick to have a little 9mm bullet hose, and I mean, the lower's marked for auto. This is not auto, but the lower's marked for it. It's super fun to have. Flip it over to that, the 3-position safety. Do I think you should do this? Yes. Is it a little more involved than just tossing it in your PSA Freedom 15? Yes, but I say that this is technically a PSA, so, you know, whatever. But, I mean, hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you had fun watching me rip this little guy. Like I said earlier, I couldn't really find any, at least in video format, information on how to do this. So yeah, just either cut your own BCG or buy one, put a heavier buffer in there, heavier buffer spring, make sure you have the right trigger, and you should be good to go. This thing absolutely rips. It's super fun. I love the DOE carbine to begin with, and then being able to shoot it in a forced reset mode, just icing on the cake. So, well fellas, thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I'm not dead, I'm just poor and busy. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next one. Mwah. Fellas, please pick up after yourselves. Shit like this is the reason why places like this get closed down. Don't ruin it for everybody.